In this video, I sharpen a dull kitchen knife using a file. So one of my most hated things in the kitchen is trying to cut with a dull knife. Second only to trying to cut with no knife. Yes, cutting with your fingers just doesn't really work. But look, tomatoes shouldn't be this difficult to cut. So if your knife is behaving something like this, you know it's time to whip it back into shape. And by that I mean sharpen it. Now, a common misconception is that this honing steel will sharpen your knife, which isn't really true. It basically just maintains the sharpness of an already sharp knife. Swiping a few times before or after using your knife each time will help keep it sharper longer. But if your precious knife has been neglected, I'm going to show you how to easily sharpen it using a file. So as you can see here, I have a fine-toothed wood file. You don't want anything too crazy, and what I'm going to do is clamp it to my desk using this C-clamp. It will make this whole process much easier. So in order to sharpen this knife properly, I have to do it at the right angle, which should be around 20 degrees. And if you're like me and remember nothing from math class, I have a cool little trick. Basically take a square piece of paper like this. One side is a 90-degree angle. If you half that, this is a 45-degree angle, half of 90 degrees. And half of that is 22.5 degrees, which is basically the degree we want to sharpen our knife at. So now I can use this as a guide. Okay, basically I'm just going to start striking the entire length of the cutting edge, heel to tip or tip to heel. I don't really think it matters, and as you can see, I'm alternating sides. That way I'm not sharpening one side more than the other. So with my file there is a pattern, and I have to go against the grain, not with it. Which, as you can see, is why I'm going heel to tip on one side, then tip to heel on the other. For some reason, I can feel one side of my knife seems to need more attention than the other, so I give it the attention it needs. I basically just continue doing this until the knife is sharp, checking it periodically. And as I'm doing this, bits of steel come off, which I dust off with a wire brush. Alright, I think this thing's pretty sharp, so let's go test it out. Yep, look at that. Much easier to slice through this super ripe tomato. So satisfying. Well, thanks very much for watching, liking, and subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, click here to watch the next one.